Alright guys, ATrain here, casting Game 3 in this matchup between IBM and Microsoft. We got co-casting today Wraithcube and Osiris. And as you can see, the score is currently 2-0 in favor of Microsoft. Game 3 is going to be played on Iron Fortress. And spawning in the bottom part of the map is going to be the blue Zerg from Team IBM, Argentower.
This is a pretty good map for Terran. You can expand really easily on this one and wall that off.
Yep, and the Terran from Microsoft is going to be zdog. It's a big choke here, though. I think it slightly favors Zerg, just because it takes forever to fully wall this off for either Terran or Protoss at the natural.
That's a good point.
Probably takes about 4 full buildings, 3x3, but Terran can just make Widow Mines anyway, so it'll be fine. And a little bit about each player. zdog currently 2-2 for Team Microsoft, and in Diamond, Argentower is 3-1 for Team IBM, ranked as high as Platinum. And the players getting, this is interesting, seeing spawn locations, because it's completely cross-diagonal here, so usually cross-diagonal will play for the most macro-ish type games. Had these players spawn horizontally or vertically, maybe you could pull off the rush easier. There is one Zelnaga watchtower with these spawn locations that should definitely come into play. And surprisingly enough, it makes the spiral shell of a Zerg icon, so I think this is Zerg favored map.
It's nice when the map maker gives you that little indication of what race they like.
We're gonna see the Reaper fast expand from this Terran player.
Should be interesting to see what he chooses to go with here, as it is quite the distance across the map for bio. But not really an easy to take expansion for any kind of mech play. Which mech pretty popular now after the Swarm Host change.
These expansions, these thirds are really far away. Like for both players, it's not going to be really easy. I think it might play in favor of Terran just slightly, because they could drop on, you know, a siege from the other side of these minerals. Then again, Mutalisk could be very strong too. We'll have to see what Argentower likes to play here. And we have a second Reaper as well. Gas, 100 gas for Argentower has not started speed. I just...
I'm not quite sure where the gas went to.
Oh, this is... I was looking at zdog's. He's okay. He built a factory. Oh. So not yet 100 gas for Argentower.
We do have the reactor coming in, so it is looking like it's going to be a Hellion expand here out of zdog.
These two Reapers might be a little annoying. Get the Queen to get some help here.
We do have 4 lings out with that. Queen chasing a little bit onto an area that is not creep. Gonna make this a little harder.
This is a huge base. One Reaper might fall if it doesn't get away, but this Queen is protecting the bottom.
He's walking away.
And unfortunately that one Reaper gets away, so... able to pick off about 4 lings there. Pretty good for zdog. And he is starting a 3rd command center, so definitely going to go into the macro style. No 3rd yet for Argentower, so...
Speed is on the way, going to be finishing up here in about 20 seconds. Hellion starting to... Oh, we might have a little Hellion Reaper attack, actually. Possibly some Marine Stim on the way.
Yeah, and this 3rd command center probably won't get floated over right away. It'll probably be used to make SCVs until there's full saturation at both bases.
Yep, that's definitely correct.
We do have a nice little wall coming in here from Argentower. Trying to tell if that actually is a complete wall here with that queen.
I think there might be an opening at the bottom where this queen is. So zdog just checking for thirds at this point. He's just going to see no thirds and probably be feeling pretty good about this. This one drone that's trying to get out to make the third is going to probably get toasted.
Well, a nice little catch on the Reaper trying to jump up into the Zerglings, though. Yeah, that is going to be a force that can delay that third for quite a bit until there are more Lings or Roaches out on the map.
Not much of a follow-up, just a few Hellions to back this up. And the third command center now done for zdog, so he can start pulling ahead economically.
We are going to see Bio with 4 barracks going down for zdog here. Double engineering bay as well. This is a really heavy macro style here. So if Argentower doesn't quite catch on to what's going on here, he could fall a ways behind.
And Argentower has actually scouted the base. He sees the 3 command centers, so he knows that there's a third. Must have used one of his overlords to find that out. Maybe it was Zergling.
Looks like he is getting the Zergling upgrade though, so probably more likely to see Mutiling Bane Force here than actually build anything from that Roach Warren.
Looking at the worker count, still in favor of Argentower, but that third command center is really going to start kicking in, especially with those meals, as Osiris has pointed out.
Argentower playing pretty safe here with those Roaches, even with not much actually coming at him at the moment. Terran throwing down the bunker after the scans and seeing the Roaches, even though there's not any Baneling nest up here. That Hellion Reaper force just still sitting outside here trying to deny that third as long as it can.
We have a Nidus Canal on the way, so Argentower might be going for something a little cheesy here. If he can get the Nidus into the base of Terran, there's actually not that many forces at home. A few Marauders, a couple Widow Mines. He might be committed to the 2 base all in here. And he is building a ton of Roaches, so this is what I was... when we don't have...
zdog trying to take a 4th base here?
Scan goes down. And here comes the Nidus network. Oh, unfortunately, Argentower has done it right at the main base where zdog can see this coming, so he can get a little bit prepared. He's building bunkers now. I think he should have gone for the main base, go straight in, and Argentower will be out, but like, if he can get one more Nidus network in the main base, because these bunkers are going to be able to help hold this pretty well.
With the medevacs as well there, it's going to be really hard to break in here.
And we have more Nidus networks coming down, but all at the outside of the base. So many Marauders to help deal with these Roaches.
Trading a couple units off there.
It looks like he hasn't unloaded everything.
Losses still slightly favoring Argentower, but that economy is doing so well for zdog at the moment.
It looks like Argentower backing off a little here, taking the third. The worker count is still even. And actually he's denied the thirds of zdog. There's actually nowhere to land the command center on this right expansion.
Nidus networks at both possible third locations here, so any move out from Terran could leave them vulnerable to get caught out. One of those Nidus networks is cleaned up here as that third starts to move.
Yeah, and we actually have the double expand from Argentower. He's going to have some time while these Nidus networks are cleaned up. There's a drop going down in the main base, or maybe the Hellions just snuck by. So some workers getting killed here.
Our
Only
work
3 went down.
count actually at 46 to 47 for Terran, but the mules from that 3 command centers still leaving Terran up economically. Though that third's still unable to land there as the creep is slowly receding.
Looks like Argentower got a creep tumor in there before that Nidus Canal went away. Must have snuck a queen in there.
I think he pulled his queens out of each Nidus network, dropped the creep tumor, and just ran back in, which is a neat little annoying trick.
Yeah. Gonna force Terran to burn some scans, but we have a huge force walking across the map. Really, right now, it's mostly Roach Lean to deal with this. And Argentower knows it's coming. He had the watchtower, so he's got to get this ready. He might have to sacrifice this one base. I don't know if he'll be able to save it.
He did do the double expand, so I don't think he's too worried about losing that at the moment. Gonna just give that up for now. Baneley Nest actually just now starting though, so does not have the Banelings to deal with this force as of yet. The 5 Widow Mines burrowed, so he can't really attack up into there, and that force is going to retreat. Zdog actually now headed down toward Argentower's actual third. He does
And he knows about
see
this.
this.
Must have been when the medevacs flew over. And, the unit positioning is going to be very important here. There's a lot of Widow Mines.
Those Widow Mines going to... It cleans up most of the links. And Argentower's force pushed back here, just Roaches remaining from that. Spinecrawler gets cleaned up. Losing this third now for... Yeah, another drop, more Roaches pulled back that way.
It looks like he's going to have to sacrifice a third here. So Argentower hurting a little bit after this. Strong push by zdog. His Widow Mines all reloaded as well, too.
Roaches do come up here and going to clean this up, but the cost of that attack is going to be devastating for Argentower. Another force here for zdog, getting ready, looking like it wants to start moving across the map, or possibly just preparing for a counterattack at his own third. Argentower looks like he is moving across the map now, though. Pulling back as he does see that force crossing the map.
Well,
Hasn't really
got this one Widow Mine. It did take out one Infestor before getting taken out right there. So Infestor Roach Lean gonna have to get some pretty good fungals down. No Banelings.
We are looking at 2-2 upgrades for the Terran, 2-2 upgrades for the Zerglings, and 2-1 for the Roaches. So these Roaches going to start getting worse, but we have really nice fungals coming down here for this battle. And it looks like the Terran will pick up.
He's able to fungal the medevacs, but there's nothing to shoot him down. And some of these Widow Mines are planted as well. And actually a pretty good win there for Argentower.
We do have a Nidus. Are Widow Mines actually able to burrow if they're fungal? Or does that actually stop the...
I think it would stop the ability.
Stop the fungal? That third actually...
100% it stops him. I just saw it. Just gonna lose this third here. Well, maybe not.
Oh,
like
tons of SEVs. If only there was some Banelings lined up there, and a drop going down at Argentower's natural. Argentower completely mined out at his main base as well, so he badly needs to expand here.
That
he's
drop
really
was
operating
actually...
off one base.
Yeah, that drop came in and was able to kill that third base again. Not even getting cancelled, actually straight up killed. Argentower dropping another Spore Crawler at his natural, as he's been really struggling with these drops here. The creep tumors over here getting cleaned up at the Terran's 4th base. As we probably will see him start to take a 4th, as his main and natural are both mined out at this point.
Yep. Both players facing a little bit of resource attrition, but Terran in a good shape just because he has double the supply and army.
And it looks like he has started adding tanks to his composition as well. The Widow Mine's not really doing all that great of a job versus the Infestors, but already up to 6 tanks here, and 5 medevac count. So this push, if it moves across here, is going to be really hard for argentower to hold with those roaches, though he does have a spire, and his Banley Nest is finished for this attack. That Zergling out in the center does see this attack coming.
That's a scary amount of units considering how little argentower has. This could be the final blow.
Zergling's cleaning up this drop here at the natural that picked off a few more drones. That army in position. Tanks going to siege up. Oh. There's the siege up here just outside Argentower's 4th base. Infestors moving back. Going to try and hit fungal on this first group here by the looks of it. Not able to really run in just because of that great tank positioning here. The Lynx just getting shredded by that. Infestor's actually starting to go down now as well.
He's finally taken this 3rd base. 23 minutes in.
We have
hasn't saturated it yet, but
we have Ultralists on the way to try and clean up this force here. Just 2 building at the moment. They're going to be a long ways off with that long build time. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this in the meantime. And we have another Nidusworm going down at the Terran's 3rd base. Maybe thinking he can try and counterattack, but runs in anyway with the force.
There is just too much here for Terran. He's able to get ahead.
All the Infestors do get cleaned up.
And looks like Argentower might have to tap out pretty soon.
The Nidusworm did finish, but there's no units in sight to even come out of it.
The 2 Ultralists finally fall. There is only 6 supply of army left, and there is the good game. So, well played by zdog to give Microsoft a 3-0 lead going into Game 4. Ayah.